Awesome. So now that we are all settled, I would like to introduce our awesome 8th grade band. The first piece that we have prepared for you this evening is Winter Wonderland, and there's kind of a funny thing with how this piece got started. Um, Basically, the way conductors do their jobs is with the help of something called a score. So up here, I'm reading music off of, this is a score, and basically everybody's parts are condensed neatly and condensed in this little thing, so I can read it like a book, and it makes it very easy for me to do my job. It's really difficult to lead a piece of music without a score. And so I really liked this piece when I found it in our library downstairs, but the score was missing. It had been gone for years. And I was looking on the internet and trying to find a score that I could order and have shipped to me, but the piece is so old that it's out of print. And so I really wanted to play the piece, and so I had no choice but to make my own. And we're gonna bring it out. Mason's gonna help me out. We have a name for it, and we affectionately refer to it as Mega Score. Go ahead and bring Mega Score out here. Thanks, Mason. So yeah, this is Mega Score. It's all the parts. And so that's just kind of a funny thing. Whenever we rehearse this piece, you gotta whip out Mega Score. So we hope you enjoy Winter Wonderland. this group and I were on stage rehearsing just the other day, and one of the students said, "Wow, we've really come a long way since our very first band concert." And it just got us all thinking about our first band concert, which was 3 years ago. And I asked their permission to tell this story, and they said, "Yes, tell it," so I'm going to tell it. Those of you who were at that very first band concert might remember this. And there was a moment from this concert that is like the most iconic moment I think that we've all shared. And it was our first song we played, which was Hot Cross Buns. And in their defense, I'm going to preface this by saying we had been practicing Hot Cross Buns a certain way every day at school. And then just before the concert, this is where I went wrong. I was like, let's play it a different way. Let's do it a different way. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. And it wasn't fine. I switched it a bit too last minute. And so to set the scene, it was their first band concert that they'd ever played. It was my first band concert I've ever put on in my career. So they're nervous, I'm nervous, and we get on stage and we get ready to play Hot Cross Buns. And I go and I count them in, and then the music just, it's like instant confusion and chaos. And you might think I'm exaggerating when I say you couldn't tell it was Hot Cross Buns, but I'm not exaggerating. And so the funny thing is my philosophy about conducting is once you get started, like you can't stop. There's no brakes on this train. So we weren't gonna stop and start over. And so somehow we made it to the end of Hot Cross Buns. And we were all thinking the same thing. We were all thinking like, what just happened? And how is the audience gonna react to this? And my favorite part of this story is after I cut off the band, I stood off the podium and I faced the audience, and we were just immediately greeted by the loudest, thunderous applause I've ever heard in my entire life. And it was amazing. It was a beautiful moment because we just bombed Hot Cross Buns, but that audience, they did not care. They were cheering us on, they were hooting and hollering. And I love that story for 2 reasons. I think the first is that it highlights the support that we have from our audiences in our community, the support and appreciation that we have for our young musicians. Yeah, thank you. So that's the first reason, and also they really have come a long way since that. And so that story comes up every once in a while, and we look back and we laugh. So this next piece that we have prepared for you is titled España Caní, and it's meant to evoke the atmosphere of a Spanish bullfight. So you'll hear a bit of a march tempo, you will hear a trumpet solo, and you will also hear a Spanish instrument called the castanets. I encourage you to listen for those. Connor, go ahead and play the castanets for us. Yes, the castanets. We hope you enjoy España Caní. so much. Before we dive into our final piece of the evening, there are some people that I would like to thank. Without them, our music program would not be possible. The first is my administration, Miss Sherry Lord. She's up here in the corner. Without her support of the music program, we wouldn't have like anything that we have. She's an amazing and very supportive administrator. I'm very grateful for her every single day. The next person I would like to thank is our custodial staff.
Let's go!
They're the ones who stay late and clean up after us after we have had our events, and they help us with everything we put on. Another person I would like to thank is really honestly I would like to thank the audience for being here tonight. Thank yourselves. And I'd like to thank you because your support of these young musicians in their early music journey means the world. And without a live audience, there is no live performance. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Our final. Awesome. So our final piece that we have prepared for you this evening is Dark Ride. I would like to give a shout out to a student up here. There's an instrument that we don't often play, and it is the piano, or in this case, synthesizer. And Mason Humphreys in the back has done a really great job learning the parts by himself. So we hope you enjoy our final piece for the evening. This is Dark Ride.
here and wants to be here. There is 70% of our Hilltop students in music. 70%. Every single time. I think it's the best middle school band concert I ever hear, every single time I hear it. So you guys are amazing. Amazing. And I'm a proud music parent. I have a son in high school who is now not only so the one thing I think about with music, we know that it makes students better at reading, better at math, better at test taking, better at concentrating. But what's really unique about Ilwaco is that it actually takes you places. So when you go into high school as musicians, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, you get to travel all over. Those students are traveling to Florida and Nevada and Hawaii and Texas. I mean, they're going places. So what I want you to know is stick with it because you're going to do amazing things and have these experiences that you may never have without these programs. I also want to recognize that a few of these kiddos went straight from the girls' basketball game, which they won tonight, to straight on stage. So all these extra things that we do for school are so important to our students, and it hits them here every single day. And they couldn't do that without people like Miss Vendetta.
Let's go, Miss Spaghetti!
She does it. I think music is magic, and I don't know how she gets kids to pick up an instrument and out all these different instruments. And if you ever got to watch her in class, it is amazing. Because she jumps over and she's helping the clarinets, and she grabs her clarinet. And then she runs over here and she's helping the flute, and she has her flute. And she's helping all these kids learn. It's just an amazing thing to watch, and you're just a magician, a musical magician. So thank you very much. And then one last big thank you to all of you because you support your kiddos at home. There's no place to sit in here. All of our students are standing because you're all here supporting these kiddos in what they love. So thank you for coming, and we hope to see you at the next